it's Sylvie the Irish Scrapper back to show you how I do my photo transfers. This is not a particularly good photograph now. I asked my son to print something off today and this is what he came back with to me. I wouldn't have picked that, sorry Graham. I wouldn't have picked that because it needs to be, you know, red eyes, the whole lot. But anyway, that's all I have to go on. It's a bit washed out looking. I'd rather a bit more definition. He's laughing at me here, but howsoever, we're going to have a go with this. So what you need to do this project is you need an inkjet photocopy, not a laser one because that won't work, so it must be inkjet. You need a surface. Now this is a hard canvas. You can do this technique on wood, on cloth, on various other surfaces, but I have a hard canvas to show you this evening, and I will show you on wood on another occasion in another tutorial. You need a brayer and an old credit card, and literally that's all you need. So I am using the Studio, it's Claudine Helmut Studio Multi-Medium Matte, and what you do, I believe you can also use Mod Podge for this. And I'll try that in another tutorial. So what you do is you cover your surface with the multi-medium, not too light and not too thick, just kind of a generous amount, making sure that you get your edges, in fact making sure that you literally get every bit of it. So we can fast forward this bit, I'm quite sure not to bore you. Okay, so when you've given your surface, whatever surface you're going to transfer onto, a generous amount of the multi-medium, the next step is important. We want to actually get the image down and try to avoid any kind of air bubbles at all. Now I think I've given that a good healthy coating. So we're going to put the image down. Under the lights it's difficult to see, I'm just hoping that I got every bit of this. And so you're laying it down, lining it up as best you can, and I've cut this image to the size of the canvas. So I'm carefully laying it down like that. Then what you want to do is to take your card and from the middle out burnish it to get rid of any airlocks that might be there. And it's worth taking time to do this because canvas is a textured surface. You really want it to make a good bond. So I've given that a fairly good burnishing with the credit card. And then I'm going to take a brayer and I'm simply going to brayer over it with some pressure. You see, look, there's a little air bubble here that didn't come out with the credit card, but the brayer is pushing the air out and that's gone. See now, I must have had some ink on that brayer because, or no, do you know what it is? It's from an earlier demo where I had nail polish. I don't think that'll interfere. I'm hoping it won't interfere. Just in case, I'll give it a little bit of a wipe. There we go. So now it's vitally important that this is 100% dry before you go at it. So what you should do really is to have patience and to leave it to dry overnight, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to come back and show you part 2 of this tutorial, and you'll see that the image of my grandson Jamie will be on the canvas. So join me for part 2 of this tutorial real soon. Hi, I've been working on this for just over 15 minutes, and as you can see, it has actually transferred onto the canvas. Now, we started off with a rather poor image, and like I'm not 100% pleased with this. You must be careful, because as you can see here, I over rubbed it there. But in general, it's an easy thing to do. You just have to have patience when doing it. I'm sure to do a canvas that's 8 by 10, you'd be dedicating a good hour to rubbing off the pulp. But I'm very pleased to see that it did actually stick to the canvas. So the image is there, and you just have to take your time rubbing out the paper. I have a lot more rubbing to do, as you can see here. So you just keep wetting it. It's a messy thing as well, you know. I'd spread newspaper or something under your canvas when you're doing it. But yeah, it's a success. I would try it again. Perhaps I'll try it on a small canvas and show you what success I had, or hopefully success. I'm not too worried about that. It just makes it look vintagey looking. Okay, it's the Irish Scrapper saying have a go, and I'll be very soon.